Yeah, I'm gonna register for your thing too.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're gonna lead the conversation and ask me questions.
Yes.
We live, okay.
Yeah, we live. Yeah. We
Hey y'all. You need
live.
you an intro. So give us you need an intro, give us time to get ready.
I'm gonna play some music. Oh Lord.
Hey, yo, if you single and saying yourself for the right one, that's right. Believe in a woman that might come. If you believe in love, you walk in it. When you walk in it, then it's authentic. When it's authentic, you can stand in it. When you stand in it, you don't fall in it. This single save and dating. Yeah. Real love, I embrace it. Yeah. I ain't never gonna fake it. Never. It's in my heart, I don't chase it. No. This single save and dating. Yeah. You gonna learn about patience. Yeah. Stay in tune while you're waiting. Yeah. This single save and dating. Real love, I embrace it. It's the highest elevation. Stay tuned while you wait. Single save and dating. It's single save and dating. Yeah, it's single save and dating. Real love, I embrace it. That's the highest elevation. Stay in tune while you're waiting. It's single save and dating.
Hello, everyone. Once you hop on, go ahead, tag and share, make a comment. Let us know that you are watching. And we are excited. Me and her were just laughing and excitement and just excited about what the Lord is doing. That's all we was talking about.
Yes, God, come on through. Come on through, love. Mm.
So guys, once you hop on, go ahead, tag and share as we continue. Let the wisdom speak month. We're gonna have a good time tonight.
If you believe in love, you walk in it. When you walk in it, then it's authentic. When it's
Down just a
authentic,
little
you
bit.
stand in it. When you stand in it, you don't fall in it. This single save and day.
Once you hop on, go ahead, tag and share, make a comment. Let us know that you are watching.
You're gonna learn about patience. Stay in tune while you're waiting.
Hello, single saved and dating. We're gonna get into our Let Wisdom Speak month. We got an awesome guest tonight. Hello, thank you for hopping on. Thank you for tuning in. I'm so excited. I'm just so excited about tonight. I don't know what to do. I'm like, I truly am. I'm so excited about it. I'm
Well,
excited.
thank you. I'm excited to be here.
I'm
I always
excited.
love being in your
Hello, everyone.
company,
Once you
honey.
hop on, go ahead, tag and share, make a comment. Let us know that you are watching. I'm going to tag just a couple people, Lisa. And then we're going to allow Lisa to introduce herself.
You gonna learn about patience.
Once you hop on, go ahead, tag and share, make a comment. Let us know that you are watching. Before we get started, what I'm going to do is allow Lisa to introduce herself, and then we'll move into the conversation.
Real love, I embrace it. That's the highest elevation. Stay in tune while you're waiting.
Just send it to a couple people. Hello, single saints in dating. It's about to go down. So you're gonna want to go ahead, tag and share, make a comment, let us know that you're in the house, let us know that you are watching.
Hey, yo, if you see what they say,
I'm just sending it to anybody.
Right? Believe in a woman that might come. If you believe in love, you walk in it. When you walk in it, then it's authentic. When it's authentic, you stand in it. When you stand in it, you don't fall in it. This single save and day. Yeah. Real love, I embrace it.
Hello, everyone. Once you hop on, go ahead, tag and share, make a comment, let us know that you are watching.
About patience. Stay in tune while you're waiting. This single save and day. Real love, I embrace it. It's the highest elevation. Stay in tune while you wait. Single save and dating. It's single save and dating. Yeah, it's single save and dating.
Hello, everyone. Once you hop on, go ahead, tag and share. Just giving everybody just a couple of minutes to hop on with us.
Hey, yo, if you single, then say yourself for the right one. That's right. Believe in a woman that might come. If you believe in love, you walk in it. When you walk in it, then it's authentic. When it's authentic, you stand in it. When you stand in it, you don't fall in it. This single save and dating. Yeah. Real love, I embrace it. Yeah. I ain't never gonna fake it. Never. It's in my heart, I don't chase it. Never. This single save and dating. Yeah. You gonna learn about patience. Yeah. Stay in tune while you're waiting. Yeah. This single save and dating. Real love, I embrace it. It's the highest elevation. Stay in tune while you wait. Single save and dating. This single save and dating. Yeah. This single save and dating. Real love, I embrace it. That's the highest elevation. Stay in tune while you're waiting. This single save and dating.
Hello, hello, single saved and dating. Once you hop on, go ahead, tag and share, make a comment, leave a comment so we can know that you're on and that you're watching. Share it to my page.
Hey, yo, if you single, then say yourself for the right one. That's right. Believe in a woman that might come. If you believe in love, you walk in it. When you walk in it, then it's authentic. When it's authentic, you stand in it. When you stand in it, you don't fall in it. This single save and dating. Yeah. Real love, I embrace it. Yeah. I ain't never gonna fake it. Never. It's in my heart, I don't chase it. Never. This single save and dating. Yeah. You gonna learn about patience. Yeah. Stay in tune while you're waiting. Yeah. This single save and dating. Real love, I embrace it. It's the highest elevation. Stay in tune while you wait. Single save and dating. This single save and dating. Yeah. This single save and dating. Real love, I embrace it. That's the highest elevation. Stay in tune while you're waiting. This single save and dating.
Hello, hello, everyone. Once you hop on, go ahead, tag and share, make a comment. Let us know that you're watching. We're about to get into this topic. Let Wisdom Speak month. It's been a great month. I've been enjoying
Hey, yo,
it.
if you single, then say yourself for the right.
Thank you for everyone for hopping on. Thank you for tuning in.
You walk in it. When you walk in it, then it's authentic. When it's authentic, you stand in it. When you stand in it, you don't fall in it. This single save and dating. Yeah. Real love, I embrace it. Yeah. I ain't never gonna fake it. Never. It's in my heart, I don't chase it. Never. This single save and dating. Yeah. You gonna learn about patience. Yeah. Stay in tune while you're waiting. Yeah. This single save and dating. Real love, I embrace it. It's the highest elevation. Stay in tune while you wait. Single save and dating. This single save and dating.
Lord was talking to you last night. He was talking to me too.
Real love, I embrace it. That's the highest elevation.
All right, now.
He was on me too.
When he was speaking, honey, we gotta listen.
I know he was on me too.
Okay.
Making some correction.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, hello, single saved and dating. Once you hop on, go ahead, tag and share. What we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Lisa, let her introduce herself and tell us a little bit about her and what all she got going. And let me tell y'all something. This is right here.
Girl.
This is right here. It's an honor and a privilege to have you with us tonight. Hello, Mike. Thank you for hopping on. Thank you for tuning in. Hello, Lord. Thank you for hopping on and tuning in. Guys, I'm so honored, and it's an honor and privilege to have this sister here tonight. This is one busy sister, so for her to take some time out for us over here at Single Saved and Dating, it is an honor and a privilege. I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to her and let her introduce herself.
Well, good evening, single, saved, and dating, honey. It is my honor to be on your platform once again. I think I've been here before. Always a good time. Thank you so much for having me. My name is Lisa Stringer Bailey. I'm the owner of Triple M Money Management Matters. I'm a financial coach and a licensed life insurance professional here in the state of Georgia. Okay, I educate families on financial literacy, honey, how to make more money, how to save more money, and how to protect your money. And I am a 2-time written author. I have 2 book collaborations. The first one I did about 5 years ago. It was called You Have No Idea the Hell I've Been Through. It was a collaboration of 22 women. My chapter, I talked about challenges I encountered as a child and how I overcame them into my teen years, into my adult years. And then my second book, my most recent one, the one I'm super excited about to talk to you all tonight about, is the Relationship Survival Kit. Okay. This is talking about Relationships is 5 women, 5 phenomenal Christian women who got together and started discussing our relationship woes. There's a story in there about a husband and wife. Well, it's actually 2 stories about a husband and wife. And then it's one story in there about a mother and her children in the relationship that some of the challenges she had there. And then there's a relationship, it's up the 2 other stories, it's just relationships, single, saved, and dating relationships. So it's a phenomenal book. If you'd like a copy, I'll let you know how to get your copy at the end of this, but it is a very good read. And it really shows you how to restore, how to renew, and how to reset your relationships, how to save your relationships. So listen, God wants us to be family units, to be happy while we're here on this earth and be in relationships that's fulfilling. So this book is a very good testament of how to do that.
Okay,
Hello.
kind of share some of the things that are in that book. Kind of share just some of the highlights. I know you don't want to give it all away because you want us to go get the book, but kind of share just some of the highlights out of that book, and then we'll move on into the questions for tonight.
Okay, well, just to give you a little backstory, I'm the visionary of the book. It was given to me by God, I think, to share my story, because I've been married almost 18. I think it's 18 years this year, but of course, like most relationships, they go through ups and downs. And we was in one of our down valleys, and it split us apart. So we were separated for a few years. And in that separation time, I really spent time with God. Okay. I didn't spend time with nobody else. During the time we were separated, it was just me and God, me and Jesus, me and the Holy Spirit. And he dealt with me, honey. He dealt with me. And at the end of that, and I got back together, God said, you need to tell this story, because there's so many other couples out there that needs to hear how you can reconcile, a relationship. And then when I connected with the other ladies, their stories is just, it was just so similar. It was a lot of similarities, how we got through the challenges, how we got through, the valleys. You know, One of the stories in here deals with drug abuse, and we know how that can be an area of no return. It's just like some people be like, if you doing drugs, that's it, I'm not dealing with you anymore, right? But this story talks about what they did, to get over that issue. The other story was, gosh, one of the stories in there, all of them are so touching, but the other one that really sticks out is the mother. Me as a mother myself, I know I had, we don't go into motherhood knowing what to do. We don't know what our children are going to do. We don't know how they're going to react. We don't know how they're going to grow up. You can train them and teach them and show them the right way, but sometimes they go the opposite way, right? So it's a story in there about how how she related to her children, how she you know in the African American community, we don't talk a lot. I mean, that's the perception I get, because I didn't have a lot of communication growing up. It was that whole thing about what goes on in this house stays in this house, right? We can't tell what's going on. We really can't tell our feelings. Back when I was growing up in the 70s and 80s, you got some feelings. What's that?
Yeah.
You a child. Child don't have feelings.
Yeah.
You do what I say, not what I do. You don't give me, we didn't have no opinions. So that's a hard thing to deal with. So I think some of that is in this book too, in that story with the mother and the child, and then how she was raised compared to how she was raising her children. So, but the common denominator in these stories is how we got through it. And just to be transparent, it's only one way. And if we saved, we know that one way.
Yeah.
But we got to get to that. It's a process. It's not just automatic, because why? We in this flesh.
Yeah.
Flesh is always growing up and I always want to be the number one
Yeah.
in our lives. But then we got to get to this process. We got to go through this process. We got to, like I had to do, get in quiet time with God and let God speak to you and truly listen. That's another thing we don't do. We are bad listeners.
Yeah.
I know I am. I mean, I was, we still are a little bit. We always want to be heard. We want to do a lot of yakking, a lot of talking. We want to be the only one being heard, but we don't want to stop and listen.
Right.
And that's in your relationships. And that's when you dealing with God, when you have a relationship with God.
Yeah.
So I don't want to say too much.
Okay.
More.
Okay. So how long have you said you've been married?
I've been married going on 18 years.
Wow.
This year, September, be 18 years.
Congratulations. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's amazing. I didn't know if you had told us how long you had been married or not.
Yeah.
Okay. You were saying that in your marriage, y'all went through that little separation period, but y'all was able to come back together. That's awesome, because that I work with couples, and that's the hard thing to do, is to did y'all seek any counseling? Did y'all go see anybody else or anything like that? Or y'all just straight prayer?
Gosh, honey, that's hard. We did seek counseling. I'm a believer that counseling should be before marriage. So that's where we made our first mistake. We did not do premarital counseling. And I truly think it should start premarital and continue on through your whole marriage, because things are going to change. People change, and you got to be able to deal with that change.
Yeah.
So the other strife was, I believe in that. I believe in continuous counseling, but my husband does not.
Okay.
So that's a big difference and I discussed some of that in the book too. But yeah, I think it's definitely a priority.
But
and as you're single, if your partner or whoever you're dating is not on the same page, then I think that's something that should be really looked at, really dived into, really discussed. Because I mean, you can do it with just you, him, her, and God, but I feel like another physical person is going to be better equipped to kind of get you through some of the things you're going to go through.
Yeah, I agree. So let's just move us right on into the questions that I wanted to ask you tonight. We've just been talking about some of the kind of questions that I've seen other people post, and the number one thing that kept sticking out to me is that getting married today, in this day and time and climate, it is just not worth it. What are your thoughts on that?
That it's not worth it. Oh my goodness!
I mean
worth what? The time, or
let me back it up. See, you've been married for 18 years. You ain't been out here in these dating streets,
right?
Girl, these dating streets have changed.
Yeah, I can imagine.
These dating streets. So those that's married,
yeah,
you better work it out. The grass ain't green over here, okay? The grass not that green over here on this side. These dating streets is totally changed up from how it used to be. Guys, y'all go ahead and leave some questions if you have any. We have some time at the end. We'll have questions for our guests tonight. Y'all can ask some questions as you're tuning in. So don't just let us talk. We want to hear from you guys as well. So please share your thoughts and questions as well. These dating streets have changed. So it's getting to the point like my last guest last week was saying, like, men are starting to think that they're the prize, not the woman. and they want to be treated like that.
Oh yeah.
And I'm getting a lot of people are saying, yeah, it's a lot going on out here in these streets, baby,
Uh-huh.
these dating streets.
Uh-huh.
um,
Uh-huh.
and that marriage is just not worth it in this day and age.
Well, I would really disagree with that. Because if you think about it from a godly standpoint, God made Adam and Eve, and He made Eve to be a helpmate or a comforter or someone to be with, for the rest of their lives. I feel like it is worth it. The thing is, it's hard, and these days people are so lazy. People are so lazy. They don't want to put in the work. Okay. They don't want to open up their feelings. They don't want to talk. And like I was just saying, they don't want to sit down with a counselor that they really need to do and hash these things out. I think it's really within you. Again, it's that relationship with God. If God is telling you that you should be alone, maybe you got a mission or a ministry of your own that you need to concentrate on, then so be it. But if you got an urge into that you're supposed to be a wife or a spouse, then you need to work on that. And you got to put in the work, though. You got to put in the work. So I truly think it's worth it. And then you got to remember, too, if we're on this earth for 80, 90 years, people are living a little longer now. I don't want to live on this earth alone. I mean, that's just me. But it's an individual thing. It's an individual thing. But like I said, I think it's worth it. I do.
I'm glad you said it. And she's been married for 18 years, guys, and she said she still think it's worth it. So we should listen to that.
It's hard. Ain't nobody said it was easy now. But you got to be ready. You got them dukes up. It's just like ready to fight war, honey. You got to fight for what's yours and what you believe in and what you love.
I mean, but that's with everything. Yeah. That's with your children.
Yeah.
That's with your job. That's with your vision. That's with your dream. That's with the mission. That's with what God give you. None of this stuff, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I think that's for anything. That goes for anything.
Yeah, it's work. It's work. You got to take some action. You got to take some steps. You can't just sit back and wait and say, God, send me a husband. You ain't gonna get now that way.
So that's what a lot of women are doing, by the way. They saying, God, just bring me a husband. So what you think the sisters should be doing? I'm serious. That is a lot of what's going on. Well, I get one when God give me one. All these men that came by you, girl, and you passed them all up.
Yes. Yeah. Well, for one thing, they probably got a list. I be hearing about women with these lists of everything they want. Well, one girl, and she told me at work, there's a girl I used to work with. She said she listed out everything she wanted in her husband, and she prayed over it because she was a praying woman. She was a Christian, and she said God sent it to her. I said, all right, then. Well, some of these things on your list, though, you got to be a little bit realistic. Like if you want a man that's making $100,000, who gonna, wait on you hand and foot and let you sit home and be a housewife. Now, you might not be able to get that. These time of days, it takes 2 or 3 incomes to make your household roll. But you can't just sit back and wait. It's many instances in the Bible that says about taking action, going, doing something, taking a step. And then asking God to order your steps. And then, you got to get out and do some activity, get involved in some activities with other singles, just dropped in my spirit. I don't know if you've thought of this, but just do like a singles retreat, singles conference, singles get together and maybe have what they call that speed dating.
Okay, I thought about that. And that has crossed my mind. But here's what I get when I think about that. It's just going to be a whole bunch of women. They say there ain't going to be nobody there but a whole bunch of women. That's the only reason why I hadn't done one. Because everybody said, if you do a singles thing, it ain't going to be nothing but a whole bunch of women. There ain't going to be no men there.
Well.
Because men don't show, they say men don't show up at those types of things. Me that's on here, if I'm wrong, hey, y'all correct me. I'm
Yeah,
just going by
y'all
what other
chime in
people
and let
what
us
other
know.
people say, you know.
Yeah. Well, if it's something you want to do, what I would do is put the ask out there, and it's got to be equal. If you don't get 10 men and 10 women, then it's a no. But if you get 10 men, and you got to find them. They out there in some of our churches. Let's see, somebody else was telling. I don't know where single men hang out, but I'm trying to think, where would they hang out? But you got to go. Yeah, you got to go to them. He said, what men y'all associate with?
I'm just saying, because I put this stuff out there, and those are the types of answers that I get. But thank you I'll take that to my team, because they have been wanting to do it, and they have been talking about it. So that may be something we put together for next season. And a lot of times on here now, Mike that's on here watching, he has a better participation rate than Single Saved and Dating for some reason. Like shoot your shot just don't work here. You know what I'm saying? Like, get on and introduce themselves and say who they are, those types of things.
Yeah.
After parties, nobody show up, and so my team got very discouraged. But me, I'm like the little engine that could. I'm gonna do it one more time. Let's do it one more. And so I'll throw that out to them again and see, because they shot it down last year. They was like, it ain't even worth it. And so that's where we are on that. But I'll bring it to them again. And so
maybe you can collaborate with Mr. Mike.
Yeah,
with his group.
Definitely will have to, because
okay. You might have to collaborate with another group and see. Yeah. And do some research on this social media, honey, because it's a lot of groups out there.
Yeah,
get in there and peek around.
Get in there,
peek around. And what they say, slide in their DM. And say, would you be interested in a speed dating event?
Okay, listen to this. We talked about this too at Single Saved and Dating, about, is it okay for women to slide in somebody's DMs? Is it okay for women to say hello or to approach a man? What's your thoughts on that?
I like the idea, because like somebody was saying on here, men ain't very talkative. A lot of them, not all of them, but some of them ain't very talkative. They may be checking you out, but they may be shy. Maybe an introvert. And if you're an extrovert and you're looking for a mate, then you're going to have to be the one to step to them and be like, hey, I've been seeing you, what's up with you? How you doing?
A lot of single women gonna have a problem with that. Now you're gonna get me fired up
Why?
Here. They do not believe in that at all. Up until I ain't lying. I done got called all kinds of things. Cause see, me myself, you know what I'm saying. If I see you, I want to say what's up. I'm just raised to say what's up.
It's 2023. It's 2023. Come on now. It's the 20th century. Women, in case y'all didn't know, women is the powerful ones now. I mean, I understand the old school. I do. But it's so many women that's stepping up and getting what they want, in ministries, okay, in business. It's some statistics I read where it's more African American women in the corporate industry that's in the C-suite, in the higher up positions, than men, because they're going after it. So I don't think it's nothing wrong with going after a husband or going after a mate or just somebody you want to have coffee with. I mean,
well, how you feel about this proposing? I don't know about these. Some of these women out here proposing.
Lovely said, I will approach. I know that's right, girl.
How you feel about women proposing to men then, since you?
Oh, well, now that's a different story, because I'm on the fence with that one. Because for me, when I had been dating my husband 5 years, and after 5 was my limit, I said after 5 years he ain't proposed, I'm gonna keep on stepping. I'm gonna be like, yeah, we've been dating 5 years. I think it's time to go to the next level. If you ain't ready, then let me know. I'm gonna move on. I would have said that, but God was hearing me in my thoughts, and He proposed that year, that fifth year. But I definitely think it's still a man's position to do the proposing, because we still gotta let the man be the man of the house and of the relationship, because that's how God made it. That's how God made it. God made the man head of the household. He should be the one that say, okay, I'm ready to be the leader of a household. And therefore, I'm ready to propose to this woman and make her my wife. So, yeah, look like Lovely said she would not propose. Let's see. Yes, I agree with that, Mike. I do agree with that. Because, honey, I don't know if y'all seen that video that went viral on social media about that lady that proposed to her boyfriend, and he declined, and then walked out of there with another woman.
Oh my God!
Child, I said, "Oh heck no!" See, that's another.
You know what though?
Here's
my thought on that right there. See, I didn't see that, but this is my thought as you're talking about it. She already knew he went down with her.
She already knew.
She had to. If that brother walked out with another woman, she was trying to clink. She was trying to grab hold. She was trying to hold on to something that wasn't gonna be hers anyway. So that was her last. Sorry.
That was her last chance trying to get him. Honey.
Yeah, try to seal that deal. And I'm down. I ain't doing no proposal to nobody.
Yeah,
I see that right now.
I'm not doing
but
that.
I will approach somebody, be like, hey, how you doing? Strike up a conversation.
Exactly.
And a lot of women today Christian women will not do that. They will not do it.
That's probably why they still single then. I mean, that's just like you sitting back waiting on God.
That's what they say.
To bless you. I mean, in any area, but you ain't gonna make no. It's just like you sitting back waiting on God to bless you with a job, but you ain't out there putting in no applications. What's the difference?
Oh, great! That remind me. This dude told me one time. He said, "Girl, I done came all the way up here from where I live to put in an application, and he said, I done came all the way up here. You won't even let me put in an application." I said, "So late, brother, because I didn't tell you to come up here."
He was trying to hook up with you.
I thought I was just trying to be your friend. Like I thought you were just being friends. He's my brother. You won't even let me put no application. Sure won't, bro. You can't put no application in, brother. But yeah, I don't have no problem with approaching somebody and striking up a conversation and different things like that. But no, I'm not doing no proposing now. I think that there is a line. But I've talked to a lot of sisters. They will not do it. Which leads me to the next thing that I want to talk to you about. Let's talk about expectations. I have a brother. He said women expectations today is too high.
Ooh, Lord. Expectations of what? I don't understand.
I guess
you're talking about financially, emotionally.
He said, okay, let me read what he's saying. Dating and getting married is just not worth the risk in these times. Some of these women's got these expectations way too high. So high they wonder why men don't even bother saying hi to them. So I mean,
well, my take on that is women, we are going to have some type of expectation. Okay. We don't want just somebody coming up in here, ain't bringing no funds, ain't bringing no bacon, ain't going out on no dates. You dating and you having to pay, maybe he ain't showering. He coming up here all scruffy up. He ain't shaved. It's just the basic things. I think women expect that. But when you say high expectations, I'm thinking if you're looking for a man making 6 figures, and yeah, that may be too high. That may be too high because you be looking for the money anyway. Or you looking for what? A person that's, I don't know, working at a certain industry, or maybe somebody that don't work at Kroger as a manager or whatever. My thing is, as long as you got a job, it ain't got to be a C-level job. It ain't got to be, big time job. I don't know, but I just believe we are um expected to have some expectations. We got to. Being broken musty should be automatic red flag. Right. Right. So we're gonna be like, brother, keep it pushing, brother. Now, if you see that same man in a week and he's different, then maybe that was just an off week for him. I would give him a chance. But yeah, I can understand, and especially if you're talking about these 20-year-olds right about now, because some of these younger women, yeah, they may be having some higher expectations, and I think that comes from training from their mother. I don't know. For me,
I think it's coming from social media for this
social media is true. Yes, yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. They spend
look
too
at
much
these
time on
old
social
couples
media.
that's done been together for years, and they don't understand the process that couple went through to get where they are. So I talk to young girls like this all the time because I work with young kids all day long. Right. I said this young boy is in school just like you are. He ain't got no money to give you.
Right.
You should be looking for him to pay, buy you no shoes and clothes.
Right.
I have to tell him that. He's just a high school student like you are.
Right. Right. So it should be a 50-50. A lot of these younger couples don't understand that's 50-50. You got to work together. You can't just expect one person to do it all. Yeah. But again, that goes back to what I said about the communication. They have to learn how to communicate that and say, listen, I like you, but we got to work together on some things. I can't just be coming up here, spending all the money, or doing like for my issue, doing all the planning for the dates, can you plan something?
Okay, now I'm gonna be a little advocate right here. Like my brothers tell me, when I plan something, she got her nose. That go back to the expectations. She got her nose up in the air, not satisfied with what I planned.
Right, and yeah, that shouldn't be. That if you truly care about that person, you're gonna go wherever they plan for you to go. I mean, yeah, I can understand that, but again, communicate with her and say, listen, this is something I want to try, something different. I get tired of just going out to eat all the time. Can we do something different? Can we just walk in the park? Can we go to the flower garden, smell flowers?
Now, honey, I ain't
different.
Girl, I ain't had no man yet talking about let's go no flower.
I know it. But
I don't know where, girl, I don't know. Look, girl, I don't know where you come with that right there. Ain't no man come talking about no. Can we go smell some flowers?
That would be my plan. That would be the ladies' plan.
And the man gonna be like, "Oh Lord, she dragging me. She dragging me to go smell some flowers."
See, that's the problem right there. That's the problem. Don't nobody want to do the work. Don't nobody want to compromise. That word compromise. Hey, Miss Telsey. Good to see you, girl. So yeah, that's that compromise too. We don't want to compromise anymore. We want everything our way. It's our way or the highway. Y'all remember that saying?
Yeah.
You can't be like that in a relationship.
That leads us right into the next thing I wanted us to talk about. Boundaries, setting boundaries, having boundaries. What's your thoughts on that? I'm gonna clean my camera real quick.
Well, I think you definitely have to set some. If you are saved and you want to save yourself, sexually for marriage, you definitely got to set that boundary up front and personal. Be like, look, this is how it's gonna be. If this is what you want, you ain't gonna get it here. You got to be upfront with them these days and completely let them know that's what it is. And that's that boundary. Now, say for instance, you are dating and you have children. Now that's a whole nother level of boundaries. It's like, look, he might want to come over to the house just to chill and watch TV, but I got kids. No, sir. No, ma'am. That's a boundary. We cannot chill at the house because I got children and I want my children seeing you right now. We got to see how this is going to go before I introduce you to my children. So you got to set that boundary up front. Another one that I think we should do, since we are Christians, we single and saved, we got to set the boundary of, are you a Christian that goes to church? Or are you just a Christian that sit at home and call yourself a Christian? Because I don't know how many times I've seen that in some marriages over the years, where the woman, the wife, will go to church all the time and take the responsibility of taking the children to church and all that, and the father is at home, but he's a Christian. I don't know. That's another boundary. I be like, listen, if we going to call ourselves dating, then we need to be dating, going to a ministry or a church organization or something together, learning God's word together. And then after you get married, definitely. But that's another boundary I would definitely have to put up front and forward. So boundaries are important. Again, it's that communication. You got to let each other know what you want out of this bedside Baptist. I love it. She bringing them cute comments, girl. I love it. But yeah, you have to have some good communication. Good communication. I cannot stress that enough.
Yeah, and, I got to bring this up now. You know, I'm being the bringing all the opposite sides up tonight.
Okay.
Now people gonna say, "Now I ain't got to go no church now to be saved." Now
that's true.
I ain't got to be in no building to be saved, because I'm the church, and that's true. I am the church, and the church is in me, and the Father's in me.
Yeah.
I you know, that just because I'm not in no building with you, that don't mean I ain't got no relationship with the Lord.
Now that's true. That's true. I have to agree with that. But
how about looking at their character? Because I'm gonna say this: I've dated deacons who's at church every Sunday, but when they on a date,
girl, don't even know they're deacon.
They ain't no deacon no more.
God, shut your mouth.
So just going into that building, just going to that building every Sunday,
mercy,
ain't meaning nothing. So I'm going to go a little deeper and say,
yes,
look at their character.
Yes,
not just if they inside. I've met many of people inside them church buildings, and I ain't saying nothing about the building, bad about the building.
Right,
but just because I'm in the building, that don't mean I'm with God, and that don't mean I'm right with God. And I've heard a lot of guys say that's the best place to go find some women in the church.
In the church, yeah, that's what they say.
Yeah. If you want a good woman going to church, but they ain't good themselves. They ain't good themselves. They're coming up in there to get you up out of there, and you ain't gonna be good once they get through.
Is Deacon. What is Deacon, Mike? Well, Deacons have to Deacon something. So Deacon.
I called him octopus hands after.
Mercy.
Look, I started calling him octopus afterwards. Octopus hands.
Okay, so let's wrap that up with their character. Yeah, we got to know what kind of character they got. Yeah, they ain't got to be in the church. You right about that.
Because I mean, it's more that relationship with the Lord is a personal thing.
Yes.
And it's an intimate thing.
Yes.
And I can't get that just because I'm in a building. That's
right.
God, it's a heart. This is a heart condition.
That's the whole word right there.
God got, been really on me about the position of my heart. And I realized something this week is that, I used to think it was all about, I got to hit the mark every time. I can't miss the mark. I would put so much pressure on myself. Like, I got to hit the mark every time. I can't be slipping. I can't, you know what I'm saying? I got to be on my game. I can't, I just, in my thought process though, I just didn't want to let my father down. I don't want to let my father down. This is my dad. I got a relationship, we got history together. You know what I'm saying? Me and the father. And he said, is man is looking at your outward appearance. Am I in the building or not? Am I a deacon? How I'm dressed, what I drive, my job, how much money I got, how I speak. I have so many people. You don't know how many people told me don't do single, saved, and dating because I don't speak proper grammar. So a lot of people are looking at these different things, these outward appearance of man, but God is looking at the heart of man, and He want to see is your heart submissive to Him. So it's about that heart posture, because I can be out doing religious things and with the wrong motives, and my heart not be right.
Right.
And I understand that scripture there would say, I can say, I cast out devils, I did all these things, and He said, get away from me. I never knew you. Why? Because my heart wasn't with Him. My heart, He said, you worship me with your lips, but your heart is far from me. So God is always taking He's looking at our heart, man. That word it's a two-edged sword, and it can cut. It's sharper than a two-edged sword, and it cuts to the marrow and the bone. Discerner of the heart, boy. Woo! Cut your heart. So yeah, let's look at the character. Look at the character of that man or that woman, and I don't really look to see, what he driving, because that don't bother. I mean, what he driving ain't gonna be what you gonna be in a relationship with.
You're right.
How much money he got? That it might be good. Y'all can go out, but if they ain't treat you right, what difference does it make how much money they got if they not treating you right? You know what I'm saying? So,
absolutely.
So instead of looking at the money and the house and the cars, I'm looking at your character, brother. How you carry
Look at the character. Yeah, the inside, how he treating you, how he talking to you. Yeah, how he's uplifting you. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, because what good is the money? He treat you any kind of way.
I
saw this. I was looking at this, and I said I was gonna share it on Single, Saved, and Dating. Where this guy, he said he believed in, whining and dining his woman. He had a lot of money, red bottoms, red carpet. The way he proposed to her, you would lap it up. But after they got married, he had this woman having threesomes. This godly woman having threesomes, brought other people to their relationship, put his hands on her. I mean, what good is that?
It ain't worth it. Yeah, because it's like living in hell. But you rich, but you got money. Happiness, yes, is greater than money. You got that right. Happiness and peace of mind is what I look for in a relationship.
Definitely.
So yeah. But we was talking about boundaries. So I don't know how we got off on that. But yeah. But yeah, and that could be another boundary too. When you talk about relationships and how they treat you, you need to set that boundary up front, or that expectation, or whatever, however you want to say it, of how you want to be treated. It's like, you ain't gonna talk to me any kind of way. You ain't gonna call me outside my name. You ain't gonna be doing no cursing to me. All that kind of stuff right there. You have to peek that out early on. And I think if it's you see it early on, it's going to be that way throughout. And I think a lot of women and men, they disregard the red flags with that.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That cursing and calling you the B word, but they saying it in a playful way. It's like, no, I don't care if it's playful. I don't care if you for real. I don't want to be called that.
Right.
Then and you ain't gonna do it. So, but yeah. The boundaries is definitely in place.
If a Christian man is calling you the B word, come on.
But maybe he's saying it playfully. These days,
I don't even see how you can say that playfully.
I don't either, but I have heard it in a playful way. Not in my instance, but to other people. Like if I'm out with another couple, I've heard a man call his woman the B word.
Really?
I'm like, yeah. But it was playful. We was joking around or something. I forgot what maybe playing cards. I know a couple of times when I was younger and I used to play cards all the time, they would get heated and then they would say that word and be like, girl, I'm just playing. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But yeah,
since we are red flags, talk about some red flags before we go into the next thing. What would be a red flag? I see everybody talking about red flag. I see that all the time. What would be some red flags? You think?
That's a good one. Who, like you were saying, the octopus hands. And they won't be all touchy-feely all the time after you done told them it ain't gonna be none of that. But they always constantly trying. It's like, nah, that's a red flag because he ain't listening or she ain't listening. You know. What else is a red flag? When that person is showing you them, you better run. I think another red flag is secrets. Like you feel like a person is keeping secrets from you. A good one is, of course, now with the cell phones, everybody got a cell phone. But my thing is, if you constantly on the phone in another room, or like if you out on a date or something, and you and you take the call because you're supposed to be with me. Why are you taking the call unless it's an emergency or whatever? That's a red flag to me. Because for me, if we together,
girl, you gonna be the red flag me.
If we together though, I need your undivided. I need your undivided attention.
Somebody call.
If it's an emergency, I can understand. You had to say this is an emergency.
Let me ask you a question.
I need to know what the emergency is, though. What's the emergency?
You can't pick up your phone in a date and say, I'm out on a date, or I'm busy. Can I call you back later or something like that? When you're on a date. You can't?
I think it's disrespectful. That's just my opinion. I think it's very disrespectful.
Okay.
Because you're supposed to be there with me. You're supposed to be paying me attention. We're supposed to be getting to know each other. Easily angered is a red flag. That's right, See, that's true. That's a good one. That is a good one. If you get mad over some little crazy stuff, like the phone situation. Now, I have seen somebody get mad because somebody picked up the phone. Really? And answered their phone and they got mad. It's like, well, you gonna answer the phone right here in front of me? We especially if you're in a deep conversation and you got to cut the conversation to answer your phone. But for me, if I'm out on a date, I try to turn my phone off or put it on silent and do not disturb. And it's it's however serious you are about the relationship. Now, maybe if it's your first, second, third date, I don't know, maybe not so much. But once you really get into that and you really trying to make a connection and y'all dating and y'all into this thing, chat.
Well, what if they text them? Can they text them and be like,
no, that's even more. That's even more disrespectful because I don't know what you texting. You probably texting your other woman.
Girl, Lisa been out. Y'all can, Lisa been out these dating streets, honey.
I sure had.
Look, when Lisa would date, it wouldn't
even have cell phones. But look, I'm talking about now while I'm married. I'd be like, you gonna answer the phone while we out on a date? No, that's so bad. I don't like that.
Somebody else did agree with you. They said dating, texting is worse.
Yeah, texting is worse. Yeah, because you don't know what they're saying. You can't
so just put the phone away, Renee. Put the phone away. Okay, I got you.
That's what I would do. I mean, just to keep down seeming to be being secretive. Like I said, that's a red flag for me. Is watching Hello Renee. That is a red flag because it's almost like you might be trying to talk to another woman, another man. I don't know.
Who gonna be on a date suspicious like that? Maybe it's just me, because I don't think like that. If I'm with a man and his phone ring, he say, "Excuse me, I need to take this," I ain't even mad. And I don't think, oh, it must be another woman he talking to. That don't even cross my mind.
It don't. Okay.
Because like we so
you
like
too trusted.
But no, like we in such a time where people phones, like I'll leave home and I'm going to work. If I forgot my phone, I'm turning around. I'm going back get my phone.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We just
that's true. Yeah. Well, that's one of those boundaries too. You have to set that up and say, listen, if this relationship is going to work and this is my feeling, I want to have your undivided attention when we are together, when we are dating. It's just a respect thing for me. Because I know that was one of the issues in my marriage. I wasn't getting enough attention. The phone was getting more attention than me. The other organizations, other people was getting more attention than me.
I get you though. If somebody was like, hey, no, this is a boundary while we out, please don't answer your phone. I mean, I ain't got no problem with not answering the phone. But like you said, I guess it go back to that communication. Like you really need to communicate that, be able to communicate that.
Mm-hmm.
So
Absolutely.
yeah, that's good. This has been good, man. I done laughed. Lisa done made me laughing,
I
telling on
know it.
myself, and all kinds of stuff up in here.
Oh my goodness, you done made me laugh because I ain't in these 2020s,
It's
20
different out here for
2000
real,
dating
though.
field.
I mean, it's different out here for real.
I know.
It's
I'm seeing
it's
that.
it's
I'm
it's
seeing
not the
that.
same. And I
It ain't the
remember when I
same.
first started dating, I really was not ready. I
Mm-hmm.
learned the streets a little bit, but
Mm-hmm.
it was a long time. I divorced my husband in '99, and I didn't date till my kids got grown. And
Mm.
when I started trying to date, people were sending you pictures of things.
Oh.
I'm
Mm.
like, when y'all start?
Doing that when the
When,
phones start getting popular.
when y'all start doing that? When you just dating somebody? Oh, I made a guy feel so bad for doing that. Like, you know better than
Mm-mm.
doing that with me, brother.
Mm-mm.
But anyway, I want
Mm-hmm.
to ask this one last question.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, if y'all have anything y'all want to ask, go ahead and put them in there. We're getting ready to wrap up for the night. But I got to ask her this because I put this on Single Sage and Dating too. And a lot of people was like, why don't women just tell you, speak their mind? Why can't they just communicate what it is and this and that? So this is the thing. It says signs of a woman, and he said he's telling this to the fellas. Sign of a woman that she's getting ready to move on. She replied late. Conversations get boring and shorter. Doesn't call you baby, or those nicknames anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Makes excuses to why she can't see you.
Mm-hmm.
Stops putting up with you. Stop
Mm-hmm.
caring about little things she used to care about. Doesn't
Mm-hmm.
sweet talk you or get jealous anymore. Change
Mm-hmm.
changes the subject when you ask about us. Gives up easily when you get mad. Plain out doesn't care anymore and it shows. What's your
Mm-hmm.
thoughts on that? Because I put that out, I said, ladies, y'all tell me, is this us or
Mm-hmm.
not? Tell me if this us or not. There's a lot of things in there that sound like us too, girl.
Yes, honey. I have to agree with a lot of that. I have to agree with a lot of that. Because when I get to a point where I'm done with you, I'm through talking. I'm through talking. Ain't no more baby. Ain't no baby sugar. Ain't no I'm letting it be known. I shut it down. Yep. And I'm not texting back. Mm-mm. Those are surefire signs that she's ready to move on. And if you want this woman, then you better step up your game, and you better start talking, and you better start figuring out what it is that she is has happened in the relationship that's making her feel this way. Again, that's where it comes to that communication. You got to talk to them and say, what's going on? you know Point those things out. You're not answering me as quickly. You're not calling me the little pet names. Our conversations is real short. What's going on? you know I want this to work. I need you to tell me what I did wrong. A lot of men don't want to say, what did I do wrong?
Yeah.
Because a lot of times they think they ain't did nothing wrong. But if the woman does pull back like that, he done did something. I don't know what it is, but he done did something. And if she's not going to share again, if she not sharing with him what's not gone wrong, then she's done with it.
Mm.
Or she
Wow.
possibly have tried to share and he didn't respond.
That the guys put under there. Why don't women just leave instead of doing all that? Or why can't she communicate? Or why she can't do this? And then another lady put under there. She put, well, most of the time before we even start doing all that, we've asked and we've asked and we've
Yeah,
asked and we've asked and
yeah,
gotten no
ain't
change and
got
no
no
response.
change.
So
Mm-hmm.
this when we start pulling back and the conversations get short and different things like that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah,
Mike says
totally
most of
agree.
those things happen prior to her dumping me. Oh, you got dumped like that, Mike? When I looked at it
Yeah,
though, I had to share it because I was like,
yeah,
you know what? I'm guilty of some of these things on here.
yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
and it goes back to like what you were saying. Like, I done asked, I done
Mm-hmm.
brought it up, I done tried to
Mm-hmm.
communicate it, I done
Mm-hmm.
tried to tell you, and just
Mm-hmm.
no change. So after a while, you was like, I get to it when I get to it. I
Mm-hmm.
see I see you call. I get to it
That's
when I get
exactly
to it.
right. That,
Um,
that's
conversation
exactly
get
right.
short because we ain't got nothing to talk about no more. I mean, I done
Mm-mm.
tried to tell you this and tell you this and tell you this and no change. What I'm
No.
supposed to do? Come and
Mm-hmm.
tell it to you again?
Again, yeah, they want to look. Let me tell you something too. Jesus help me,
He said he could be
man.
innocent. Look. I said he could be innocent. He could be that.
He could be innocent.
Now we cannot say he's not
What
innocent.
kind of
Mike is
guilt?
right.
Yeah, he could
Mike-
be innocent, but that's why you got to figure out what's going on, though. I don't know. I mean, somebody got to make a step, and that's the thing too. I was gonna say, it can't be a one-sided relationship, okay? Where the woman is always expected to be the one to fix it.
Oh, that's good. Lisa.
We always got to be the one to bring it up, to say,
That's
"Oh,
good.
we got to talk." Have y'all heard that?
And no-
We got to talk,
they
and the
hate
men
it.
be
And
mad.
they hate it. Yeah, they hate
hate
it. When we say, "Hey, we need to have a talk." They be like, "Oh Lord."
Oh Lord, that's the
Mhm.
problem. They don't want to talk, but you want a relationship. Come on, fellas. It can't always be on the woman, and the woman, we get tired. That's what happened to me. I got tired of always being the one to say we need to talk, we need to fix this, we need to have a discussion. This is how I'm feeling. Can we compromise? Can you do a little bit more of this, and I do a little bit more of this? And at that point, and like you said, if he's not responding, it's like I'm done. I'm done because he's not responding. I'm tired of being the only one making all the moves, making all the steps, trying to fix it. It's got to be both ways. Both people got to want to fix it and keep it together.
That's true.
Whoo, child.
This has been good. Thank you guys for
It
hopping
has
on.
been good.
Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for
I
your
love it.
comments. I done laughed and everything else.
It was a funny show, honey. I tell you.
What's it?
No.
Lisa done red flag me.
Girl, look, I done red flag myself too. Honey. We all are guilty and a little bit of all of this. But the conversation though is making us aware of it,
Definitely.
So yeah,
Definitely.
I love
This has
it.
been good. This has
Yeah.
been good. You want to pray us out? So let me go ahead and say thank you to everyone who's hopping on. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for tagging. Thank you for sharing. Lisa, you can have the floor in closing words. Any words you want to say to men in closing? Any words you want to say to single men or to single women in closing? If you want to pray us out, you can. If you don't, you want me to do it, however, it's fine with me.
Okay, well, listen. The only thing I can say is I like Renee said, I ain't in these 2020 dating streets. But listen, if just go back to the basics, y'all. Go back to the basics. Put the phones down. Dating is not like what's on social media. You can't go by what's going on in the world, what's going on TV, what's going on social media. Get back to the basics of communication. Go to the Word of God. Go to counseling. If it's a serious relationship that you're trying to form here, go ahead and get some counseling. Go to Renee. She's the counselor. See where your differences are. See where your likenesses are. See about, ask questions of each other. Make sure you get the down and dirty. Put up your boundaries, but then ask the questions. Let them know what you want. Communication is so very key. Stop being so tight-lipped and thinking that we can read your mind. Well, ladies can't read a man's mind. And men, you can't read no woman's mind, honey, because our mind is honey, we got that multi-talented, multitasking type of mind. So listen, ask questions, see how you can help her. If she's shutting down, honey, and you really care for her, you better start asking questions.
Yeah, that's good.
Both ways. So it's a challenge out there. I know it is, but I definitely think it's worth it. So if you want to be married, honey, keep going. Get out there, ladies, and date. See some people, see some guys, get into some locations that where single people hang out. I don't know about them dating apps these days. I wouldn't trust that. But like I said, go old school. Just go old school and go back to the basics. So, and also, if you want to grab my book, you can definitely grab a copy of my book, The Relationship Survival Kit. It has some beautiful, beautiful stories in here about single. There's some stories in here about some single relationships as well as married relationships. So you can do a little comparison in this book. It has some beautiful poetry in here. I don't know if you're into poetry or not, but honey, it's got some beautiful, beautiful poetry in between each chapter of this book that my co-author Amber Thompson did all the poetry. She's a beautiful writer and a publisher as well. But get in touch with me if you want to get a copy of my book. I'd be glad to send you the link to purchase, and I'll mail it right out to you. And with that, follow me on social media, because I don't put a lot out there about my personal life, but I put some. We just came back from vacation. We had a beautiful cruise, me and my husband and my son. So yeah, I put a little bit out there, not much, a little bit. But besides that, that's all I got. That's all I got. Thank you so much for the opportunity. I had so much fun. And I wish all your single ladies and single men the best of luck. You know, put God in it. You know, pray about it. Get your relationship fixed with God first.
Yeah.
And he'll make sure you have a good relationship with your man or your woman.
I have to totally agree with all that.
Yes,
that was good, Lisa.
So you can pray us out.
Okay. Lord, we just thank you for this opportunity just to come together and fellowship. This has been an awesome time, Lord. We just thank you for what you're doing in each and every one of us, Father. We thank you for giving us eyes to see, ears to hear, and a heart to receive what we see and hearing from the Holy Spirit. We thank you for creating us a clean heart, oh God, and renewing the right spirit within us. Now I pray for those that have a desire to be married. Lord God, I thank you for bringing that right person across their path and letting them recognize, give them eyes to see, hey, man, as so many people get on here and say, he or she, that's the one. I pray for every single person. I pray for every married couple that's on here. Thank you for no weapon formed against those marriages shall prosper. Thank you for making them strong, and they are one and becoming one in the spirit and with you. Hallelujah, in every way. And we give you all the honor, we give you all the glory, and we give you all the praises. Amen and amen. Thank you guys for hopping on. Thank you for tuning in. We love you. We appreciate you guys. Good night.
Good night, y'all.